post this, since this isn't the first video I'm going to post, because I have one I'm already working on that I'm going to post today as I'm filming. It's a bit confusing time-wise saying this, but at the time of filming, I'm just checking, I should be at 897. Sometimes it goes up or down, but nearly 900. We're crawling. Nearly 900, and after 900, the next step is the 1,000, the one that everyone, talks about getting, So, yeah, really excited for that. Just trying to, keep out the content. If you want to support me in a different way, you can press the join button beside the subscribe button. Link is also in the description. There you can get access to 2 exclusive videos per month, exclusive badges depending on how long you've been a member, exclusive emojis, and as well as a shout at the end of every video. So, and you can also buy me a coffee if you don't want to do a subscription. The link to that is in the description. No pressure for any of that. Just watching, liking, all of that, and you subscribing, of course, helps, because I'm really trying to hit that goal, because I've been at this for a while, and it slowed down the growth as well. So yeah, if you want to do that, it'll be helpful. Other than that, just welcome back. I don't want to blab too much, as I've been doing lately. There's a few things I was mentioning about doing this week. That's why I might have had less uploads, because I say this week, it's as I'm filming, it is a Friday. I don't think I'll upload this one till at least tomorrow or maybe the day after, because depending on how I feel, I don't always make myself upload on Saturday now, because I do have quite long runs on Saturday to do. It's my long run day. Then again, we'll see, because I didn't upload on Monday or Wednesday this week, or actually Thursday, because I had such a long video. I'm editing, as you'll see it now, an hour and a half of true crime. I was gonna split it into 2 parts, but I thought, I'll just split it into one full video. But I spent like 2 days working on it, just because I probably could have got it done in one day. It's just because I was doing dinner as well. It took longer than I thought for my family yesterday, because my mom was out at her gardening course and stuff like that, and so I thought I'd have it done. But to be honest, they were still waiting a while for dinner, but they weren't complaining too much, because my mom wasn't. So I made a yummy pesto, like a vegan pesto lasagna. Everything I make is vegan, but pesto lasagna is not just a tomato lasagna. It did have the tomato vegetable layer, so altogether it was like tomato, vegetable, red lentil layer, a bechamel layer with some nutritional yeast in it, like bechamel base, but vegan butter and flour, and then like nutritional yeast in there for a cheesy kind of flavour, and then the pesto, which wasn't a real pesto, like I made it, but it wasn't as pesto-y as regular, because it was less oily, but it still had like loads of healthy fats from the nuts, but as well not that much basil, because we don't actually have that much basil. We have basil plant, but if you take all the basil out, it kills it, the plant, but it needs enough to like encourage it to grow. So it was a lot of green, but it was a lot of spinach that it's not from the garden, just from the supermarket. But yeah, it was so good, and I have some leftovers now, and as well there's a good bit of the sauce left, which I'm probably gonna have for lunch, I'd say. Just the sauce, not in the lasagna, so like the lentil-y, vegetable-y, stuffed tomato-y. Yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna toss around some noodles or something like that, or maybe a different grain, really, and have for lunch. But yeah, it was really good. The other news is I got probably can't see it, but I got my helix pierced. Probably can't see it, but yeah, on my left ear. I did originally have it on my right ear a while ago, but I let it close up just because it kept falling out, and I think it was me like touching it or something, accidentally loosening it, because it screws on, screws off, so you could loosen it by mistake if you were messing with it maybe, and they fell out a few times, and it's so hard to get back in. That's the only thing. I had to get my mom to do it for me. I had to go back to the store a few times where I live to get it done. So I actually got it done when I was on the day trip, so I'm not sure if that was a good idea now, because they were talking about me going back to them, and I'm not thinking like, I'm not going back here to get this done, just the trip cost and everything. So I'm just gonna have to go to the piercer I went to before and say I got it when I was someplace else and whatever. I've been rambling too much. I might cut some of this out now. unusual strange phenomena investigations, but more on the natural side. So Earth's craziest natural phenomena, because AI told me strange phenomena, but I got all the natural ones, so that's what today's gonna be. So I think I'll just pick on the biggest article and try to do. No, I think I'll just do this because that's more explanation. So this one is unusual natural phenomena around the world, because Mother Nature likes getting creative too. So Mother Nature never fails to surprise us with something extraordinary and unusual from time to time. Breathtaking beauty, cascaded waterfalls, snow-capped mountains, and pristine blue rivers are a common sight. However, there will always be news about something completely different that will surely grab eyeballs. From frozen methane bubbles in Canada to blood waterfalls in Antarctica, these bizarre phenomena will surely leave your mouth wide open in awe and ignite the explorer in you. So I might include some photos in this video, or you can just look them up yourself if you're interested. And of course, as usual, I always pick like ones that look good to do my circle things in my thumbnail. I gotta get more creative, but I think I got the idea from all sorts of ASMR, and now I always do my thumbnails for those circles, you know, with the different pictures to give like a preview of what's in the video. To make it catchy, I try to pick the ones that fit best in the circle, depending on the size of the image, or just whatever looks the most interesting. So that'll be some of the thumbnail for sure. But I think this is kind of a visual thing, so it's a bit annoying. I don't necessarily want to edit all the pictures in, but yeah. So the first one is Blood Falls, Antarctica. So as the name suggests, Blood Falls is a waterfall which shoots blood red water into a river. It was first seen in the year 1911 in eastern part of Antarctica in the McMurdo Dry Valley. The site is a perfect backdrop for a horror film, creepy, mysterious, and of course bloody. Previously, it believed that red algae were causing the water to change its colour and turn blood red, though this hypothesis was never proved. The mystery of Blood Falls was long standing and was finally solved in 2017 thanks to research conducted by the University of Alaska Fairbanks. The true origin of the so-called blood was revealed to be oxidized iron in brine salt water. As reported by Forbes, this is the same procedure which caused iron to turn red due to rusting. The creepy yet fascinating phenomenon can be seen from a helicopter or cruise ship in the Ross Sea. So I guess as well the phenomena, mysterious, natural. So the idea is as well, we might not know what is causing them, or it was a mystery, but we've since discovered what's causing it, like in this case. So yeah, Rolling Stones, USA. So who knew there was another meaning to the world? Rolling Stones, you know, beside the band, of course. And that to a literal one, Rolling Stones or sailing stones or moving stones is a geological phenomenon where rocks move along a smooth valley without any animal or human force. They also leave long trails as they move. How does this happen? The movement of rocks as heavy as 300 kg is a result of large ice sheets breaking in a winter pond due to the heat caused on sunny days. The thin floating ice, otherwise frozen on cold winter nights, when melted, is driven by the wind at a speed of 5 mpm, so 5 meters per minute, resulting in the rocks to move and leave a trail. Rocks with smooth surfaces leave a drifting trail with turns, while rocks with rough surface leave straight trails. These trails are visible in the United States at Death Valley National Park, California, and at Little Bonnie Claire Playa, Nevada. So the hidden beach of Mexico, and this looks really pretty in the photo. So would you believe me if I tell you a bomb blast in Mexico resulted in a hidden beach located only a few miles off Mexico's coast? The hidden beach was caused by a blast by the Mexican government as part of a target practice. The beach is now every lover's dream destination, secluded and offbeat. To get there, you must ride an hour-long boat. Once you land on the island, you have to swim or paddle through the waters to reach the secluded area. The beach is practically invisible to people who knew bomb blasts could result in such picturesque sights. Frozen Bubbles, Canada. So spectacular yet a dangerous sight. Frozen bubbles can be seen in winters at Abraham Lake in Alberta, Canada. The phenomenon occurs when methane gas gets trapped underwater, freeze and form otherworldly visuals. Such a large amount of methane trapped is highly inflammable, so even a lit match nearby can cause a giant explosion. In addition, the large amount of gas signifies how much warmer we are making our planet. Those burst naturally at the onset of spring. So, Pink Lake Hiller, Australia. So, blue lakes are two mainstream. Lake Hillier is oddity in Australia. Oh, that's a lake. Oh my god. At first I kind of thought that was like a road or something, I think. Because the water is, to be more accurate, bubblegum pink. The striking lake is 600 meters in length and 250 meters in width. This natural phenomena was discovered in 1802. The reason for its unique color is still unknown. However, most suspect is the presence of unique microalgae, Salina, I'm saying that wrong, which produce carotenoids, a pigment in carrots too. Most visitors catch this visual from helicopters or planes. The best thing about the lake is that you can swim in it. The lake is quite saline, so make sure you don't drink it accidentally. So, light pillars, US, Canada, Arctic. So, oh, that's pretty as well. Weather phenomena are the most unique ones. Light pillars are one of them. They look otherworldly, like beams of light coming from an extraterrestrial spacecraft. Narrow light paths are visible extended from the sky, usually in the Arctic, and also some places in the US and Canada, where it's extremely cold. This illusion is created when cold air turns the moisture in the air to crystals. The crystal then slowly descend towards the ground. When lights from surrounding such areas, maybe, I think it's best a word. It says, for when lights from surrounding, such as street lights, hit the crystals, the effect results in a beautiful thin and tail light illusion. And I guess you really have to see these pictures, so I may include them or just look them up yourselves. But yeah, Sky Mirror, Malaysia. So twice a month during the new moon and full moon period, tourists can see a clear reflection of the sky in the waters of Sarian Beach, Kuala Lumpur. This natural phenomena occurs because the tides are the lowest during these 2 days. The smooth sand and minimal water level creates such an incredible sight, also known as the mirror of the sky. This shallow water beach is an amazing place to click pictures, hence making the island a perfect travel destination for your next holiday. You can also find baby clams in abundance at this beach. The secret island can be accessed by a 30-minute boat ride, as it is located off the coast. Ferry circles Namibia. So the Namib Desert in Namibia is unlike any other desert. There are eerie circular patches spread all across the desert, an area of 2,500 kilometers. These bare soil patches are popularly known as fairy circles. The mystery behind this was solved only recently. In 2017, Corinna Ternita, a mathematician, stated that the patches are a combination of two things. One, the presence of vegetation with the absence of water. This makes the plant compete for resources and eventually disappear, leaving patches. Second, the patches are then taken over by termites, so it is the complex ecosystem that results in such a bizarre phenomenon. So last one for this article is turquoise ice in Russia. Oh wow, that's beautiful as well. So Lake Baikal in Russia, a gem of a lake, quite literally in fact, is the oldest, deepest, clearest and largest freshwater lake in the world. The crystal clear lake water freezes during winter when temperatures go down well below zero. The resulting ice formations are breathtaking to look at. Turquoise in color, the gem-like ice shimmers in sunlight straight out of a fantasy book. Sometimes nature likes to mess with our heads by presenting natural occurrences too surreal to be true, yet they are. Keep an eye out, you never know when you could encounter one that's just a little So I'm gonna move straight on to the next hole. Yeah, some more like everyday things that you might have heard of. So, so moon bows. So much like rainbows, these colourful nocturnal arches occur when light from the moon, in this case, reflects and refracts off water droplets in the sky. But moonbows are much more rare than rainbows. The natural phenomena happens only when the moon is very low, the sky is dark, and rain is falling opposite the moon. So it's kind of, in the picture, it looks like the moon is in the middle and has a full moon for this picture. Not sure it has to be a full moon. And then there's like, this kind of look like circles, like a ring, and then another ring around it. Yeah, that's what it looks like in the picture at least. So halos, similar to moon bows, sun halos, or a circle rainbow, form much higher in the sky. When light reflects through ice crystals forming a perfect circle, they appear as a large circle of white or colored light around the sun. Brinicles. So when Alec Baldwin described On Frozen Planet as icy fingers of death, brinicles are underwater stalactites or hollow icicles that form when cold salt water freezes. In the right condition, brinicles can reach and pull on the ocean floor, eventually freezing slow-moving bottom-dwelling creatures like starfish. I don't know if they'd want to be frozen now though. Shooting stars, so you probably heard of this. Shooting stars are actually meteors or small rocks that have entered the Earth's atmosphere. The light you see is the particles heating up and burning. Stargazers can expect to see a shooting star every 10 to 15 minutes. Sinkholes, you heard of that as well. A perfect example of a natural phenomenon can be dangerous is the Florida man who was swallowed by a sinkhole under his bedroom. Sinkholes most commonly occur when water, made acidic by contact with plants or carbon dioxide in the air, erodes soft rocks such as limestone, gypsum, or dolomite underground, forming a deep cavern. Whirlpools, formed at the meeting of opposite currents. Whirlpools are often much more ominous in fiction than in real life. The most powerful whirlpools, called maelstroms, are formed in narrow, shallow straits with fast flowing water or at the base of waterfalls, but the speed of the swirl rarely exceeds 20 miles per hour. Glowing beaches. Some beaches around the world glow at night. This natural phenomenon is caused by phytoplankton in the water that gives off light when agitated by the movement of waves and currents. These microorganisms can be seen at beaches in the Maldives, Puerto Rico, the Everglades, and many more around the world. Light pillars. I feel like we talked about this in the other article. So yeah, we did do light pillars, so I'm not going to say light pillars again. So next up is water spouts. Some might mistake a water spout for a tornado moving over a body of water, but in reality a water spout is a type of cloud. They are rotating columns of air over water and are much weaker than tornadoes. They mainly occur in tropical and subtropical climates. Volcanic lightning. Thunderstorm lightning has nothing on volcanic lightning, which appears during a volcanic explosion. This lightning forms in the volcanic plume, the cylinder-shaped column of volcanic ash, after it erupts. According to National Geographic, the particles that make up the plume compress underground. Once these particles eject above ground, the density changes, plus the friction between particle charges them. They separate as they go up, creating space for electricity or lightning to flow between particles, per Natural Geographic. So yeah, blood falls, we've done that one. Frozen lake bubbles, yeah, we've done that one. Salt flats, we haven't done this, so I don't think so, yeah. So there are some well-known and beautiful salt flats in Bolivia and Utah. No matter their location, salt flats are all thanks to the evaporation of water and the concentration and participation of salt and other minerals dissolved in it. According to the New York Times, they can differ in their water source, which could be lake, groundwater, or one of the many other water sources per the Times. So glowworm caves. Even worms famous one in Alabama. The Wat Omo caves in New Zealand are the most well known and have been formed more than 30 million years ago. The science behind the glowworm caves is interesting. In fact, they technically aren't glowing worms. According to the New York Times, fungus gnat eggs hatch their larvae, constructing mucus. That mucus coughs up silk strands, collecting droplets of more mucus. This is the net that illuminates and attracts flies or other victims for the worms per the Times. So, rainbow eucalyptus trees. Oh, pretty cool. So, rainbow eucalyptus or rainbow gum hails from the Philippines and Indonesia. The colourful tree stripes are actually strips of old and new bark. As the thin bark layers peel away, they reveal younger ones with brighter colours. The youngest bark is green, then purple, red and brown as the tree ages and loses chlorophyll. Eventually, the bark becomes totally brown again before repeating the shedding cycle. According to nature.com, these trees are a natural phenomenon, one of many colourful natural wonders on Earth. So, Traventine terraces. Traventine forms as a result of calcium carbonate precipitation from geothermal waters, according to the University of Waikato. The Traventine builds up, forming terraces over time. When hot water full of carbon dioxide flows through limestone, it dissolves. It carries calcium carbonate to the surface of the Traventine per Atlas Obscura. Still, more research shows that there might be other reasons for the formation. Bacteria in the water could catalyze the minerals forming the terraces, according to Science magazine. Sandstone waves. Originally dunes in Arizona from more than 190 million years ago. The wave includes intersecting throws of sandstone turned to rock. According to Atlas Obscura, the dunes form vertically and horizontally, and slow erosion thanks to wind and rain over time reveals their wave-like look. Sandstone waves are a must for avid hikers, especially in the American Southwest. So, desert roses. Desert roses are a special crystal group formed by rain or flooding in desert regions where there are trapped sand particles. Switching between wet and dry conditions forms the crystal, while trapping grains of sand, although most form from gypsum, barite, and celestine. Roses existed too. Nacris clouds. Nacris clouds look like the light waves of various colours. They are rare since they're only visible within 2 hours after sunset or before dawn. I'm not sure if we've done this, I'll just do it again now. However, they're more common during winter time in places where there are high altitudes like in Antarctica, Scandinavia, Iceland and Canada. Permafrost explosions. I think we've done that. Okay, so next up, more articles. So I can't just skip the one we've already done. So we've done the first one, we've done the second one. We haven't done the third one. So fire whirls, aka fire tornadoes. It's pretty clear how this phenomenon got its nickname. It looks like a tornado, but it's made of fire. They form when wind patterns twist and active fire into a column. Fire tornadoes have been reported to grow as wide as 1,000 feet. Wow. So, penitents. These ice spikes called penitents form in high altitudes where sunlight turns ice directly into water vapor rather than melting into water. Sunbeams vaporize small dimples in the snow surface. Then, the uneven surface directs the sun into the dips and away from the peaks, exacerbating the trend. Penitents can grow up as tall as 15 feet. So, this is interesting. Bellies, hair lava. Wind can catch individual droplets of lava from a volcanic eruption and stretch them into long, thin glass wires. These strands, which are called Pele's hair, can reach as long as 6 feet. In Hawaii, the phenomenon is named for Pele, the goddess of volcanoes. It's also found in Norway, where it's known as witch's hair. Synchronized hordes of cicadas. Periodical cicadas are insects that emerge as broods every 13 or 17 years. They spend most of their life underground, sucking the juice out of plant roots. In fact, they're North America's longest living insect. Once a brood emerges, they're sent into mates, mating, laying eggs, and dying all over the course of a few short weeks. Salar de Uyuni in Bolivia is both the world's largest salt flat. It's about 4,000 square miles and the home of half the planet's lithium, a key component in most batteries. The wet season turns the salt flat into a perfectly reflective lake. Did we talk about this? Who knows? Combustible lakes. Some lakes are so chock full of methane that you can light them on fire. Thermokarst lakes are usually found in areas that have been stuck in permafrost for millennia. As these lakes melt, they belch highly combustible methane that rises to the surface, meaning with a well-placed spark you can set these lakes on fire. But it's not all fun and games. Scientists worry that as more of these lakes thaw, they release more methane, which is a potent greenhouse gas. Thunderstorms brewing into wildfire smoke. Wildfires can be so hot that thunderstorms can appear in the clouds of smoke billowing above them. So-called pyrocumulonimbus clouds can create their own lightning. Bismuth crystals. Bismuth is a dense, super shiny grey material that is found in predictable places like safety valves and paintings, but also Pepto-Bismol. We have blood falls, we've done that. We've done this next one. Eye of the Sahara. We haven't done that, so formerly known as the Rik-Tak structure. The Eye of the Sahara in Mauritania. I'm saying it wrong again. Scientists think it's the eroded remains of a giant dome of salt. Each pound of the rim is made of a different type of rock that erodes at a different speed. It's also the almost home signal for astronauts landing in Florida. In fact, astronauts are most likely responsible for teaching us there's something there in the first place, since the formation is difficult to recognize when you walk over it. Okay. Bright red Lake Natron. Lake Natron in Tanzania can hit 140 degrees Fahrenheit thanks to a nearby volcano. It has alkalinity at the level of pure ammonia. That means it's almost deserted except for particularly hardy fish. There are microbes that make it look red, and flamingos. The birds actually use the lake as their only breeding ground because there aren't very many predators around to eat the chicks. But animals that do die in the lake end up so coated in baking soda and similar chemicals that they look like they've been turned to stone. Wow. We've done that one. Okay, not this one. Clonal tree groves. So what looks like a forest is actually a singular tree. Wow, really? This grove, nicknamed Pando, is found in central Utah. Is one of the oldest and largest organisms in the world. Although the grove looks like it's made up of 47,000 trees from above, it's actually a collection of shoots that all come from a single organism called the quaking aspen, named after its fluttery leaves. The quaking aspen usually grows into groves of identical clones, although it can reproduce sexually on special occasions. All of the shoots are actually connected underneath the soil by a dense network of roots. So, Lake Maracaibo, lightning capital of the world. Lake Maracaibo in Venezuela sees more lightning strikes than anywhere else on Earth. In fact, the lake is struck by lightning more than 200 times a year, most commonly between the hours of midnight and 5 a.m. in late spring and autumn. Eternal Flame Falls in upstate New York near the Canadian border. There is a small waterfall hiding a big surprise. A shoot of fire natural gas seep that feeds the flame. It's sheltered enough by the waterfall to stay lit pretty reliably, although hikers do relight it if they see it's being blown out. We should note that it's not 100% natural, but too cool to skip. These burning gas seep are actually very common, but this one is more interesting and younger than most and very photogenic. So, Spotted Lake. Canada's Spotted Lake's water actually every summer, leaving behind large spots which are colourful despite deposits of dozens of minerals. Okay. Goats in trees. Oh my god. Moroccan goats have learned to climb trees in order to better snack on their tasty argan fruit. Local farmers like the goats so much they brought more goats in to enjoy the buffet. I might use that in the thumbnail. It's literally a tree full of goats. And they've just climbed up. It's just kind of funny that you wouldn't think goats could climb trees. Luminescent waves. Waves can glow with brilliant colours at night during a bioluminescent bloom. This natural phenomenon is called by phytoplankton, a type of algae that emits bright light when they are agitated. Oh yeah, we've done this before. It can be spotted in select locations all around the world, from California to Hong Kong. But I don't think we said waves before, though I could be wrong. So to repeat, green sand beaches. This probably isn't what comes to mind when you dream of tropical beaches. Pacolia, also known as green sand beach in Hawaii, is one of only a couple of beaches in the world with green sand. The remarkable hues comes from olivine rock that was formed during eruptions of the nearby volcano. So a starling mermation, aka black sun. Hundreds of thousands of starlings together turn into an incredible dance known as a mermation and nicknamed a black sun. The flocks can be seen in the US and Europe, particularly in England. The flocks' complex choreography boils down to just a couple simple rules, like follow your neighbor. Okay. So next up we have the last article. I believe there's another article too, but we'll probably stop at this one. It's 43. I did it last just because the explanation of each isn't that long, it seems. But then again, I like a bit of a longer explanation. But then again, there could be repeats as well, so I'll have to skip them. So probably won't be like the 43. I'm sure there's going to be some repeats. Oh wait, so these ones are kind of more specific places. So that's good. It's kind of a specific place. Otherwise, it's kind of more generally. So it could be specific examples of the ones you already talked about, etc. So, Aurora Borealis, Iceland. Electrically charged particles in the sun react with atoms in the upper atmosphere. This heaven manifests itself on Earth. Bioluminescent shore, the Maldives. Very lights in water occurs when the shimmers of the full moon aggravates the tidal currents to wash the chemical energy off phytoplankton buried in the Maldives shore. Yeah, we talked about this before, but not like a really specific example. Catatumbo lightning in Venezuela. At a few kilometers above the point where the Catatumbo River amalgamates itself with the Maracaibo Lake, currents of cold and warm water air storm together to electrify the hell out of this place. And yeah, Sayurima, dirty thunderstorms, Japan. I'm probably saying that place wrong, or the name wrong, but no doubt how the proverb beauty is lethal came about. Sakurami is at her most gorgeous when she gets violent enough to rain fires of ash. Okay, Great Blue Hole Police. Wow. A paradise for the wild scuba divers is this nearly perfect sphere of deep blue chasm, which was formed in the last ice age when the sea level was much low. As the level raised up, naturally the hole developed to be a much deeper abyss. Sort Sol, Denmark. The Black Sun, we talked about this, yeah. Sailing Stones, USA. That's kind of like the Rolling Stones, I believe. It could be wrong. No, maybe not. The solo wander but chill. This is no voodoo cult. The answer is in your 8th grade science books. Frost and case, nice move when partially immersed in water underneath due to buoyant force. It could be. Darbasa gas crater, Turkmenistan. You can call it the doorway to hell for the love of mysteries, but truth is, this is no more than a failed attempt of the scientists to stop an inoperative oil field from emitting methane gas. Guess what? It's been burning non-stop for over 48 years now. More Akai boulders, New Zealand. Beauty of New Zealand comes in different shapes and sizes. Yeah. So, Sky Mirror, Bolivia. For the real feeling of walking over water. Salar de Uno, the largest salt flat water, is realistically clear. I think we talked about that. So yeah, I've got to repeat. Giant's Causeway, Ireland. Okay, yeah. Why would anyone want to drill into rocks, shape into vertical boulders, carve the top into hexagons? See it to believe it is totally nature at work. Northern Ireland though, but yeah. Snow chimneys, Antarctica. A snow of ice and fire, literally the protruding snow pillar, is a result of the hot inside fighting the cold outside. Lenticular clouds, Japan. When the wandering clouds stop to add more jewels in the crown of Mount Fuji, Japan. River of 5 colors, Colombia. Wow, that is beautiful. For its real 24x7, 365 watt, non-illusion created by the colors of the rocks beneath or the trees above. Legit nature's own watercolor. Tidal bores, Brazil. The surface heaven occurs when rivers flow, fight against the next incoming tide. The experience can be so adventurous it can humble even the best of the surfers. So Forest of Knives, Madagascar. The enormous limestone formation looks like a perfect landscape for the next movie in the Gladiator series. So a lot of these aren't real explanations, they're just kind of like comments or whatever. The last one we're going to do for today's video is a flower in desert South America. When deserts bloom, you get the existence proof. There's life after everything above and beyond. So yeah, that is all for today's video. I was getting sore, but I'm going to do another one when I take a few minutes rest. But I've been procrastinating in the morning, so hopefully my rest isn't that long. You know how it is, rest day, whatever else. Maybe I would have kicked my butt in gear if I were to do this on a workout day, but I knew I had more time. I've got food made, so I don't have that many things to do apart from this, except to edit a video today. And it's kind of rainy, so I might not go for a walk. And honestly, I haven't been going for walks because, except when I'm on the day trip, just because I've been running so much that I don't feel the need to move anymore after running. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I wasn't talking too fast. I did do a good bit of an intro. I may cut it out. Either way, I'll do timestamps. If not, and I've done a bit extra of the video, so I won't just if I do 15 minutes of rambling, I'm not going to do 25 minutes of talking. I did extra, so I did 35 minutes of the actual book of the video, which is probably more than I do on a good day, depending. If I do 10 minutes of rambling, usually, depending. So yeah, hope that was okay. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll be seeing you in the next one. So, bye for now.